Okay, good morning, people, and welcome to day 2. Slept about 12 hours last night. Right off the bat, symptoms update is that I'm feeling more congested today than runny nose. And starting like last night, I started sneezing more than is normal. So congestion and sneezing are my symptoms. A good thing that I've noticed about quarantining in SAC is that like my whole family's here, so everyone who's well is dropping off things on the porch of the people who have COVID. So some of the things I've gotten over the past 24 hours are a plate of the Costco pastries that we eat on Christmas morning, a box of Emergency, my favorite flavor, raspberry. My grandmother is very concerned that me spending 10 days alone in this house is only the most recent and obvious foreshadowing of my future as a spinster. So she's concerned about that and doesn't understand why I don't just come home. But besides that, she did give me all the chocolate covered strawberries off of her edible arrangement that someone sent her, which is pretty lit. I had 2 different family members drop off all that bubble gum. I got a Snoopy puzzle, 100 pieces. I might time myself, see how fast I can do it. And then for lunch, Uncle Trey just dropped off a bento box from Sushi Cafe, the premier sushi restaurant in Sacramento. And I also got a thermometer. So, been pretty exciting drop-wise. As far as media I've consumed, does this work? Yes. Okay, so yesterday I finished Memorial, which is by Brian Washington, and it's a book about these 2 men in a relationship named Benson and Mike. And Mike's family, his mom and dad, live in Japan. And at the same time that Mike convinces his mom to come stay with him in Houston, he finds out that his dad is dying. So literally the same day that Mike's mom lands in Houston, he leaves to go stay with his dad in Japan. And so that leaves Mike's mom and his partner Benson alone in the 1-bedroom apartment in Houston, and they've never met. And the first half is sort of about them getting on, and then the second half is about Mike and his dad in Japan. And it's sort of like about family relationships, but also about romantic relationships. And Mike and Benson are sort of like, they love each other, but their relationship is nothing more. Like, they don't make each other better. They don't like each other all the time, but they do love each other. And by the end, I'm not spoiling too much, the mom, spending all that time alone with Benson, has decided that she likes Benson well enough, and that like just because they love each other a decent amount, like that should be enough. And they sort of have to decide if it is. Mom says yes. Also, yesterday, I did some rewatching of some of the episodes of Normal People, because on the plane to SAC, I read Conversations with Friends, Sally Rooney's first novel, and it mentions in this novel, the main characters have a friend named Marianne, and they also go to Trinity College Dublin. And in this novel, Marianne has a boyfriend named Andrew. And I was talking to Josh, and Josh was like, yeah, it's the same Marianne, and like Andrew was one of her boyfriends in between Connell. I went back and watched some Normal People, and her boyfriend's, like, there's no Andrew, as far as I could tell. So drop your thoughts below on like, I think it must be the same Marianne, but like, who's Andrew? Also in this book, Marianne is said to have just gotten back from Brooklyn. We know that Connell goes to New York, but not necessarily Brooklyn. So drop your thoughts on what you think that's about. And then this morning, I started The Marriage Plot, which I don't really like all that much so far. It's kind of too close to my real life, because it's about a girl who graduates in 1982 from the same college that my mom graduated from in 1980, which I like don't need to be reading about. And also it's about a girl who, she's writing her senior thesis on, she's an English major, and she's writing it about the marriage plot, like in novels. Like, I do not need to be writing or reading a book about a girl writing a thesis right now. So not that far in, I'll keep going because I have nothing better to do, but not loving it so far. So my goals for today, keep reading that book, and I want to watch a movie. So not sure if I'm going to start my Wes Anderson thing today or if something else is going to pique my interest, but movie is the goal for today. And also to take my temperature twice and report back to my mother because that's what she asked for. Okay. Hope everyone's well. I'm feeling pretty well myself. Gonna have to blow my nose after this because COVID, but that's day 2.